Rights of the scheduled caste. The scheduled caste population in India constitutes about 16.20% of the total populations, belonging among others to Hinduism, Buddhism and Christianity, and usually use the term Dalits for themselves, the depressed classes whom Gandhiji called Harijans, the children of God. The 1950 constitution states that no citizen should be discriminated against because of religion, race or caste, among other attributes, and should not be denied access to and the use of public services. Article 341 authorizes the President of India to specify caste, races, or tribes which shall, for the purposes of this Constitution, be deemed to be scheduled caste. The first amendment of the Constitution, passed in 1951, allowed the state to make special provisions for the advancement of socially and educationally backward classes of citizens of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. The Untouchability Offences Act of 1955 outlaws discrimination on the ground of untouchability in regard to public facilities, eating places, temples, residential choices, etc., and provides for fines and imprisonment of offenders. However, relatively small number of convictions were made under the Act. In 1976, the Act was strengthened by the Protection of Civil Rights Act, which increases punishment and allows for collective fines to be imposed on the offending community and for the punishment of civil servants who neglect to investigate such offences. There is a commission called as Commission for Scheduled Caste, which protects the interests of such people. 15% of seats are reserved in the legislatures and in the public services for the scheduled caste. The Constitution abolishes untouchability and regards it an offence punishable under the law. The scheduled castes have facilities of education, employment, government, liberal financial help. They have served as ministers. India had a Dalit head of the state in K.R. Narayanan. Despite all this, 27 officially registered atrocities are being committed against Dalits every day. Police does not permit Dalits from entering police station, refuse the registration of cases by Dalits, and regularly resort to the practice of torture against Dalits. Many Dalits do not report crimes for fear of reprisals by the dominant castes. Official police statistics averaged over the past 5 years show that 13 Dalits are murdered every week. 5 Dalits' home or possession are burnt every week. 6 Dalits are kidnapped or abducted every week. 3 Dalit women are raped every day. 11 Dalits are beaten every day. And a crime is committed against a Dalit every 18 minutes. Crimes in India 2005. A recent study on untouchability in rural India covering 565 villages in 11 states found that the public health workers refused to visit Dalit homes in 33% of the villages. Dalits were prevented from entering police stations in 27.6% of villages. Dalit children had to sit separately while eating in 37.8% of the government schools. Dalits did not get mail delivered to their homes in 23.5% of villages, and Dalits were denied access to water sources in 48.4% of villages because of segregation and untouchability practices. Shah, Mander, and others. Untouchability in rural India 2006. Half of India's Dalit children are undernourished, 21% are severely underweight, and 12% die before their fifth birthday. See National Family Health Survey 1998 to 1999. Rights of the scheduled tribes. In the 2000 census describes 8.2% of a population as the scheduled tribes, which percentage keeps on increasing. 6.94% in 1971 and 7.85% 1981. The Anthropological Survey of India, wide its Peoples of India project, informs that there are 635 tribes in India, though the government recognizes only 426 tribes. The constitution and the government have done a lot to uplift the conditions of the scheduled tribes. In the social field, there is equality before the law. Article 14 and special provisions have been made for the advancement of socially and educationally backward classes, including the scheduled tribes. 15 for Article 342 seeks to specify the caste and tribal communities in the country so to grant them facilities. The people belonging to tribal communities move and settle anywhere in the country. Article 19.5, Article 164 and 338 and the fifth schedule sets up tribal advisory council and separate departments and appointment of special officer at the center to promote their welfare and safeguard their interests. Likewise, Article 224 and the sixth schedule makes special provision for administration and control of scheduled and tribal area. The scheduled tribes are protected from social injustice and from all forms of exploitation. Article 46. There are provisions to give special financial assistance to be charged from the Consolidated Fund of India each year for promoting the welfare of the scheduled tribes and the development of the scheduled areas. Article 275(1). The people belonging to the scheduled tribes have the claims to be appointed in services. Article 335. There are provisions for the reservation of seats for the scheduled tribes in both houses of the parliament and legislative assemblies of the states. Article 330 and 332. The people belonging to these tribes are protected from atrocities. See Protection of the Civil Rights Act of 1955 and the Scheduled Castes and the Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. There exist different plans of upliftment and education facilities for the scheduled tribes. The Commission for the Scheduled Tribes under Article 338 is supposed to supervise the welfare schemes for these people, and yet the standard tribes people are denied their human rights. The government evicts them from their land in the name of development. Their men are paid low wages, they are usually looked down upon, and in the process, they lose their identities. Around 200 tribes have not been notified and recognized.